So we just taught you of how to make a friend online and the process to do so. Now we're going to teach you how to expand your network of friends into local groups, which are neighborhood and city groups. And there's two important things as you're expanding your relationship into neighborhood groups on social media. Number one, you need to participate, become active in these groups before going and promoting anything or talking to people or being a digital missionary. Go in, read what people post about, read what they talk about, do searches on churches or on prayer. What works? What do people say when a post like that happens? And immerse yourself in that neighborhood or that local community to understand what they're looking for. And once you do that, you will know how to best interact with that group out of love. Second is then create your neighborhood outreach program of things that will help that neighborhood grow closer to Christ. And we're going to give you some good ideas of how to do that. So first, I like this quote by Ammon, where he said, "I desire to dwell among this people for a time, yea, and perhaps until the day I die, I will be thy servant." So he came and, he dwelt within a local group, and he says, his local community says, "I am here to serve the people around me." Make it your community, make it yours, and feel the love for them and treat it as if you're going to be there forever. And you're there to help the people out. If you have the mindset of, "Hey, I'm dropping in, I'm firing off, spray and pray, firing off a few comments and content and then leaving," that's the wrong approach. You're doing that out of your desire. It's your motives, your desire, everything is so not aligned with helping that group out, but helping yourself and promoting your message, that people will see straight through it. And it will have very limited effects. So as you enter a group, think about it. I'm entering to help these people grow and come closer to the Savior, Jesus Christ. And I am going to be here for a while. I'm entering this group for a while, and I'm committing to this group. So take your time picking a group to make sure you want to commit to this group. So what are some things you can do as you enter a neighborhood group? Maybe it's your neighborhood, maybe it's your city, maybe it's your county. Read the posts. What are people saying? Then start liking them. Your easiest way to build a relationship is like them. "Oh, I really like this." Boom, like it. That person who posted it, and you'll see that you're going to get, many times you'll get less traffic on those posts. And when someone likes it, the person who wrote that post will actually look at your profile page, because the interactions are a lot less than you have on like all of social media. And it's just targets that neighborhood, so they'll get to know you. So like that post. The other thing you do is comment. Make a comment and start engaging with people. And neighborhoods are small environments. People know each other. They get to know each other pretty quick online. And based on that, you'll get to know people offline, like in real life. Now, if it's a city or your local area, you might not get to know them quickly offline, like in your real life, but you'll get to know them online. So start commenting. If people post activities, attend those activities, get to know them, thank people online for those activities, host your own activities and invite the neighborhood to it. That way people get to know you. They'll be grateful that you're doing that as well, that you're making the community a better place. People post challenges that they're having or requests for help. Serve someone, help someone out. Let them know that you're there to help them out. Host events and invite people to events that are happening. That's another one is, I have an event happening. Oh, come on over. And then invite them to learn more. As you build that relationship, if you get too quick to invite them to learn more, they're going to be totally transparent. Like, it's not going to work, and they're going to see why you're there. But if you're doing it little by little and you have a reputation and you've done so much for the community, people will be like, "Okay, yeah, that makes sense." For example, if you have a good reputation amongst your neighborhood and they've seen how well and how you've been involved online and the people you helped. And if you invite your neighborhood to pray and fast to end the coronavirus, they're going to be receptive, and people will come out and pay attention, and they're going to want to learn. But if you've never been involved in that community or neighborhood, and all of a sudden you see this post, like people are like, I don't know who they are. I mean, they might be like, if they're, helpful and service oriented, but they're going to be like, who are you? So participate. Now that you've learned how to participate and engage in that group and do things that are beneficial to that group, you can start creating a digital outreach program of things that your local church can do and can put together to help people come closer to Christ, that are intentionally done with love. So the first thing is you can offer to help. Someone moved in, you're like, hey guys, do you need any help moving in? I could have some people there. I mean, we're just volunteers, but if you need me, I can get some friends that we could be there. Are you looking for a new church? Let me help you find one in this area. It may not be the one I'm going to, but more than happy to do that. I'm more happy to answer questions people may have about the neighborhood or the community that they live in. Those are all helpful things. And as you do that, people are going to see you're genuine and they care. So you could have like a little helpful support group that you start putting together to help new move-ins, and through social media for those neighborhoods. And I'll bet you many people don't have a neighborhood support group for new move-ins, but if your church puts one together with those members in that area, that's great. That will help them out a lot. Second thing you want to do is service projects. Organize service projects. And many churches organize these service projects just for their church. But instead of just thinking about members of your local church, invite others in the group to participate. We've had this during Hurricane Harvey in Texas. We organized our church and the members, but then we said, you know what? Hey, we're meeting at this time. We're headed down to Houston. You guys want to come? You guys want to participate? And people came. And it doesn't always have to just be to you, your friends. Invite the neighborhood. Have them join. Make an experience where you can meet other people, just not your close friends. Third thing you could do is fun events. Organize fun events that you can invite your neighbors to, and invite all of them. Like we had a Pinewood Derby or a Lego Derby, and we invited everybody to, and we had hundreds of people come out and participate and join us. Create activity nights. It could be a singles night, a date night, a youth night. Invite people to come. A lot of people might be, you might say, well, I don't want to invite them to my house. I don't know these people. Go to a restaurant. You played tennis one night. We just invited people to come play tennis, and that was super fun. You might think you're going to get hundreds of people, but you won't. You'll get, 20, 30, 40, and it'll start with 2 or 3 or 4, and then it'll keep growing, and then you'll build friendships. Invite them. You won't get a mass of people unless you're just giving out free food. The other thing you might want to do is create educational activities. Teach classes on genealogy, addiction recovery, Bible study. Have these little groups that get organized and in the community. And you're doing them in your church. Why extend that to the neighborhood? And maybe if your church is a little further away from the neighborhood, maybe move it around to that. Maybe move it to the local community center there and have it there. But you have a way to get them involved and participating, and take what you do out a little bit, to the different areas. Maybe basketball practice at your church becomes at your neighborhood, and then the finals are played at your church. The last one is spiritual events. Easy ones are like choir concerts. If you have a special, fireside where you invite people to hear a talk, or a special event happening in your church. As you've done fun events, online help, service projects, activities, as you've done this in the neighborhood, when you invite them to a spiritual event, people are going to know and trust you more, and they'll likely come and not say anything bad about what you just invited them to. So include your neighborhood, include your community on these things. don't think only about your friends, the people you know, but make it broader and make that something that everyone can get involved in. What we've seen is, as we've helped a regional church where they had a couple congregations, we did a little analysis, and this is similar to what you probably see, is we've seen the different local congregations have hundreds and hundreds of neighborhoods in each of those congregations. So like Austin Central had 43 neighborhoods, Barton Creek had 41, BK Lake Travis, they shared about 180. So you can see all these neighborhoods involved, and that represented around 300 to 600,000 people. No exact count, but there were a lot of people in those neighborhoods. So when you take your congregation and say, well, let's go above and beyond our friend network to our neighborhood network, you're inviting, potentially up 1 million people to participate in all these different activities. And that opens your boundaries a lot, and it opens the amount of people that can come and see and participate to a drastic amount. Now, the other thing is organization. We're going to talk about that in a couple sections from now, but usually groups only allow people that live within that area to post. So you may not be able to have one person post all of them, but you're going to have to divide that effort. So what kind of results have we seen with this neighborhood and local efforts? We started helping a regional church, and when we started posting events and activities out to these groups and participating in these groups, for the first 3 months, we saw an increase in about 139 people coming to church activities, events. And then over the next 12 months, we saw 1,439. These are incremental to what the church had done before. And we projected that the third year, if they kept on doing it, that they would hit 7,000 people coming. That's a considerable amount of new people as you get engagement online and inviting people to come and participate. Now, website traffic to that webpage grew for the first 3 months. It grew by 1,111 people clicking and looking at content. That year, we grew it to 898,000 people clicking and viewing content. And we projected that we could have hit 5 million page clicks to our website additional if we kept on participating in all these neighborhood groups. That's a considerable amount of traffic just by being locally involved in these groups. We also looked at baptisms that year, and we found out that a lot of us think the baptisms come just from friend invites. Well, we found out that 38% of baptisms came from people coming that were not even part of your friend network, from your friends on your congregation, or from people that already were part of your congregation. They came from other people that were just hearing about the information. So it is as a powerful online digital mission work is as powerful as your friend invites to people you know locally. And but they get you a lot more visibility, and they'll get a lot more people to events than what you're seeing today. So that is local initiatives. It is very powerful if done right and if done full of love. We're going to now go to the next section we'll cover is how to do this globally to people all over the world on social media.